Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We review anything and everything. And today we are just, I'm doing an update on the Watergun line that I reviewed previously. And what I wanted to do was just really point out in detail how many shots you can get from each, because I was curious and I said to myself, I want to test that out. And I had set a couple of figures during the review of these water guns that was way off, because when you're in the middle of like a battle, you're shooting, you get really way off with what you actually could shoot before you run out versus what you really are actually shooting, because in real time, everything feels fast. You're running, you're chasing, you're being chased, and you don't really know how much. So I actually tested this out. Shot these water guns off full with a standard full amount. I made sure that it was full, you know, what you would get if you did a full proper dunk for each one of these blasters. Did a full proper shooting to the point where you got full shots, not just when you're starting to spray mist, holding it straight, not when you're holding it at any kind of strange angles or anything of that sort, just straight, and what we got out of it. So I'm not going to try to make this video too long. Don't mind the lighting. I just want a very low casual mood type of lighting. So I didn't want to throw up any studio lights. So I hope that doesn't bother you guys. So for the XShot fast fill micro, or micro fast fill, which is this one over here. Now I was incorrect with the liters of how much that it holds last time. And I just want to be clear on that. That holds roughly about 170 milliliters. I got 360 shots out of that, which is a lot. So that was definitely impressive. And I was definitely off from what I thought. I thought that it ran out faster than comparable models, because thinking that it had a longer stream you shot. It still feels like a very significant blast when you shoot, but apparently you're getting a lot out of that. Now the Super Soaker Mini Dunk Fill gets you 122 shots. Now that's about 101 milliliters, I believe it is. And it gets you that many shots. So that's a lot of shots that you get out of it for. It's a good amount of shots that you get out of it for that size, I should say, not a lot, because the XShot gives you more shots, which is surprising because I didn't think that that was the case for the amount that it's filled up. And surprisingly, that is the case. So you are definitely getting more out of the XShot per milliliter. And so also just to kind of give a recap, this video is giving a clarification on the mistake that I made previously in the previous video, as far as, like I said, what that one held, because I was off on that, and I did make a little adjustment to it, but I just want to make sure that that is noted here. Now, like I just mentioned, the mini dunk fill, and I just wanted to confirm, so I just want to check, and it's 101 milliliters for that one. 122 shots is what you get out of that one. The Super Soaker Mega Dunk Fill is 1,005 milliliters, and it gets 55 shots. So when I mentioned the other video that I felt like the shots go a lot faster relative to those other two blasters, it is a lot faster, but it's not as few shots as I thought. I thought it was something like 17 shots or something like that. But I think part of that reason too why I said that was because when the bucket starts getting low, so this was a full fill, when the bucket starts getting low, and you start getting, maybe you don't dunk it fully down because you're running real quick to refill, or if the water starts getting low and you're not able to get a full good amount as far as a refill, you're not going to get as much. So maybe that was the case of what I got used to, or what I saw my kids doing, because maybe they would sometimes go to fill back up and they only shot half of the blast. But this gives me roughly about 55, somewhere between that 52 to 55 range before it starts getting, the blast is no longer considered a legitimate blast. I got 55 out of it, but I want to say the last 5 squirts were not as long, streamed, and powerful as the first couple of blasts, but it still was substantial enough to consider it a legit shot. But you're definitely coming near that end. So we'll say 55 is where it's at. And yes, so there's a big difference. I was totally off where I thought the one that gave you the best value of shots, I thought was the mini Super Soaker Mini, but apparently it's not. It's actually the micro, at the XShot Micro. Now, also too, I mentioned about some issues with the XShot shooting a little bit sideways. I did use a tool to kind of go into like the exit point or the muzzle point of the blaster, and I was able to straighten that out, and now it goes straight. So that was an easy fix. So that wasn't a problem. But yeah, so just to really recap, the XShot is $15 on the double pack, or at least depending on where you buy it. I put up a link in the description, but the one I put up is probably, the one I put up was a combo pack for a different set, but you can get that generally speaking at Target, or if you want to buy it on Amazon's prices are fluctuating all over the place. So I'm going to tell you the the Target price. The XShot goes for the double pack was $15. I only saw it as the double pack at Target. The Amazon price doesn't really reflect correctly, because for a single one it's like $10 or a little more, because I've seen it for $20 simply because I think it's not available, which I've seen it for $10 before, but then it fluctuates. The Super Soaker Mini is $4 at Target. I couldn't even put the link for Amazon because I seen it up there before, and now all of a sudden it's not there anymore. So it's weird. I don't know why it's fluctuating in that way. If I find it up again, I will post it. And it'll be attached to this video and the previous video. The Super Soaker Mega is $15 and at Target, and you can get it for that same price on Amazon. Now, once again, 170 milliliters for the XShot, 360 shots, clear, fully depressed trigger shots. Same for the Mini, fully depressed, 122 shots from 101 milliliters. And for the Mega, it's 1,005 milliliters for 55 shots. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.